All right, how's it going, guys? Frankie from Frankie P Studios here. Thanks for all the comments and asking questions, advice, everything like that. I wanted to give a video of one of the questions that was asked is how do you kind of put a lead guitar to sit really well in the mix and kind of go through when you have other really heavy distorted or heavy gain guitars. I'm going to show you an example of one of my singles, which is called Be My Hero. I released it about 3 years ago. I had to find the session because I actually don't use Pro Tools anymore. I'm a Studio One guy, so I had to kind of dig through my computer and find it. But I'm going to play you a little portion. This is the solo, the guitar solo during a big heavy chorus. You'll notice it's a very, very dense and thick mix. So I'm going to play you a little bit of it, and then I'm going to kind of show you what's going on here and how I got it to really pierce through the mix. Alright, so you can tell, very, very dense mix. If you look over here, here's the solo track. Right here. Hello. I'm only using 2 plugins. I'm using the SSLG channel, which is just an EQ plugin. I'm not a big brand name guy, but you could do this with the trick I'm going to show you, you can do with any EQ or compressor. Right now I'm using the SSLG channel and the CLA76. I love anything CLA. Their LA2A. Fantastic. Or his LA2A. Fantastic. Gotta give credit to Chris O'Dalgy, my man. So let's see what's going on here. The biggest thing, a high pass filter. One of the biggest things. The other thing, now I'm not a big numbers technical guy. I do everything by ear. If it sounds good, to me it is good. It's not really what numbers it add, what I need to set it at. I need to set this at 1K and I need to make sure it boosts it 3 dB. You know, whatever sounds good to your ear, however you want it to sound, that's the end goal. So if you look, what I actually did was I found the frequency where it really bites. Now, I'm going to solo this. I'm going to bypass the compressor actually. I'm just going to play it through the G channel. So just see when I was kind of sweeping the frequency. So I boosted it. I actually have it boosted a lot. I think it's around like 10 dB, I believe. Yeah, it's around like 10 dB. But it sounds good there. Now, you want it to bite. You want to hear where it's like that gross, almost sounds like it's in like a telephone booth. That's the goal. But you don't want to mix it in solo. You want to mix it in the mix. But for this particular trick, you can do it in solo. Everything else when it comes to compression, other EQ tricks, I recommend doing it while the music is going on in the mix, not just solo. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to unsolo this. I'm going to play it from the beginning. I'm actually going to bypass the compressors and the EQ that I have going on here, and you're going to see a pretty big difference. Did you notice how it actually sounded worse with the compressors on in solo? So a lot of times, one of the biggest mistakes a lot of people do, which I did a lot when I was starting out, is mixing solo. It sounds, it's going to sound great in solo. Then when I press play and have all the instruments going, it sounds awful. And it actually sounds awful in solo, but it sounds great when it's in the mix. Because a lot of the other instruments are taking that low end. You don't need to make sure that every instrument has low end. Especially for a guitar solo, let it bite through. And a lot of times you need to sweep for that frequency. For this particular guitar, it's 1.5. Yours may be 2K. Yours may be 3K. Whatever it may be, you need to sweep for that frequency right here. And then you need to boost that dB. The compressor, it's just, at this point, it's just like a little volume knob. It's just exactly what a compressor is. It's taming the peaks, making sure it doesn't sound too gross. It's not overdriving it a lot. I'm actually mixing it almost as how I would compress almost like a snare drum, just making sure it gets, the snap in there, and then it like really just sets off. All right, so I hope this helps a little bit. Biggest thing, making sure you're sweeping for that high frequency where it really bites. boost it, compress it so it doesn't sound too harsh, warm it up a little bit. Hope this helps. Like I said, anytime, EQ, compression, it's the biggest thing. No tricks. I didn't move away from my screen. This is literally the 2 plugins that are on my channel. Literally, that's it. All right. Have a great night.